Good morning. It's Thursday, the 30th of September, and coming up this Saturday, we've got the Turnbull Stakes program from Flemington. They're talking about a lot of rain, but then again, maybe not so much. And besides, all it's going to do is dampen the dust down. Anyway, I'm Gary Robinson for Windform GTX program, horseracingaustralia.info, where you can buy Australia's best punting book. So now on sale an ebook. Just click on the line here and get into horseracingaustralia.info into the online store. Okay, now moving right along, we're going to go to the GTX program now, and our aim is to provide you with a cheap quaddie, which has a rough chance of getting up. It'd be very nice if it would. But starting with race 6, that's the Group 2 Mares race, Rose of Kingston Stakes. The one I really like is Anna Visto, won last start, and it's got some very good ratings. Okay, and a nice win last start at Caulfield, but over the 1400 at Flemington back in March, only got beaten by a nostril as it came on, and as we can see, it's got 10 starts for 5 wins, and 3 of those are over the 1400. The disadvantage is the number 14 barrier, but if she can overcome that, she'll be very, very hard to beat. But I've also included Best Stone. Now, at Newcastle, got a bit of interference at the turn, but nevertheless was only beaten 2 lengths in the Group 3 over the Newcastle Spring Carnival, and obviously will have a chance here. He's drawn barrier 8, so that's slightly better, and has run some very good races. So this particular one at Canterbury back in October was a 63.7 for us, and that's what the rating is based on. So only a 22% winner, but 60% placings, and is going to be a very good price. Okay. So, as a matter of fact, if we look at the last start, it actually started, was 100 to 1 into 80 to 1, and actually finished 4th with a bit of interference. What a great each-way bet that would have been had it got 3rd. Okay, so I'm just going to take the 2 horses there, number 14 and number 9. And if we click on here, if the track gets a little bit wet, guess what? We've still got the same 2 horses on top. So, in a race 7, well, we know what this race is. We probably don't have any choice but to take Incentivise, Colette and Very Elegant. Colette would be the outsider of those 3. Incentivise, well, you can't go past all those panels of fencing, can you? And Very Elegant, if the track's still firm, Incentivise probably has the better of it. But if we click on the wet track rating there, we'll find all the horses rate well on the wet track anyway. So makes no difference. So you're going to have 3 horses in the second leg. I reckon you've got about a 95% chance of being on the winner. In race 8, just going to stick to the 2 horses here, Grand Promenade. If we go on to Grand Promenade, you'll see it as 1 over 2500 and 2600. The form analysis you get here on the GTX Windform program is outstanding. So a 40% wind strike, and certainly good for this distance, which is over the 2520. Barrier 6, which is not too bad. This is the worst barrier at the Flemington racetrack because it's a very short run to the first turn. But barrier 6 is not too bad, and this is a horse that races on the pace. So the chances it could try to lead all the day. However, I don't completely eliminate my Ami Bound. 2 wins over the 2500, and more importantly, if we look at the Randwick 3200, that would have been the Sydney Cup. 3rd beaten 2.5 lengths in that. 3rd before, and you can see here the high class that it's been running in Group 1, Group 1. Now it's had 2 runs from a spell, and you might say, okay, hasn't gone too well, but the reality is it needs a couple of races to get warmed up, and will probably be near its peak for this race. So we put in those 2 selections, and that considers the 3rd leg of our quaddie. All right. Of course, you can put your own selections in just to back you up if you want. All right. In a race 9, I'm very, very keen on Asar. Now you can see Asar has only had 2 wins from the 12 starts. Nevertheless, it was a very good rating last start. Was only beaten a length at Caulfield. If we look down here at Flemington, over the 1400 distance of today's race, it was only beaten a length in very, very smart time, and that's where the rating comes from. So the hope is that it can rate that way again. Trained by Hayes, of course, so always a good chance. Never again. I'll put that down as another possibility. Hasn't been going so well of late, but has a very good win over the 1400 back in January earlier this year. 2 runs from a spell, should be getting to its peak and gives us an outside chance of getting a really good result in the quaddie. So there we are. We just reiterate there. In race 6, 9 and 14. In race 7, 3, 4, 8. In race 8, it's 11 and 9. And in race 9, it's number 1 and 12. And we go back here and remind you that the Windform GTX program is available from our site. And we've got a sale on ebooks at the moment. There's the website to go to. HorseRacingAustralia.info. It's the leading ratings agency in Australia, and we've got the best punting books anywhere. Okay, thanks for watching and good luck on the weekend.